Hey Dwight, welcome to Mermaid. This is the part where I forget what I'm saying, and you may notice a thing or two about, mostly it's the first thing that people notice about me, is that I changed my hair. So I changed my hair, and for those of you who remember my rant during the Bethany Lake video,
I get too melancholic with the black hair, and I'm like, I want the blonde again because I love the happy. And so, what people usually won't tell you is that once you've dyed your hair with indigo, it does not fucking come out like ever. And so even going back to dyeing it with henna, you're always gonna have more of that brown and auburn rather than the red. And if you try and bleach it out, it's blue, and you're gonna have that blue in your hair indefinitely, and it never stops being blue in your hair. And so, I get so obsessed with getting the blonde that I chop off all my hair to get rid of the blue, and then have it blonde for a while, and have it blonde until I realized that my head and my brain hurt, and then I go back to the henna. So you see?
I said I wasn't gonna do it, and then the cycle repeated. So what do you do? Why does this happen? There are many theories that I have, but mostly I think it comes to a point where the inner me is like poking and prodding at the outer me. So basically, when I was like, I don't know, at the end of high school or in college or something, I drew a picture, and it's like me with a shaved head wearing gothic clothes, like yanking myself out of a skinnier, long-haired version of myself, and she's just like shouting and berating at this like long-haired, smiling, fake September, and she's like, who owns you? Who is in charge of you? You know, who is... you were supposed to be better, and you're the biggest disappointment of them all. And it's a harsh, like, series of pictures, but sometimes, like, I feel that. Sometimes I'll look in the mirror and I'll be like, what are you doing? What are you even, like, trying to accomplish here? What is it that you think you need? Like, to quote my sister. When I make unruly Amazon purchases. But really, like, it's when I reach the point where I look at myself, and yes, I look nice with long hair. Nice hair is nice, you know, but something about it, like, I enjoy it, but there's always this other part of me that's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you know, the more you get into, like, trying to achieve a certain aesthetic, the more I think it holds you down. And it's such a stupid thing to say, but really, like, in trying to achieve, like, the perfect long hair, you know, it's like, it's never, no matter how you dye it, no matter what length it achieves, you know, you can never really style it like you had hoped that it would look. You know, you can never really, like, I tried dyeing my hair like one of my characters, Myanmar, and the color wasn't quite right, and my bangs don't sit the same way. So even, like, when you have this idea of what you're trying to go for, it's not that thing. It never turns out, and it got to the point where it was so frustrating to me. Like, I had my dreads for like a month, maybe, and I dyed it within that month probably 4 times. I mean, just, like, it's so stupid. And I was becoming obsessed, and I just had to, like, who is in control here? Obviously not the person dyeing their hair 4 times within a month and, like, freaking out every day and spending, I mean, just, So, I'm not saying that I won't go through the same hair cycle again, but it's just hair. It'll fucking grow back or it won't, you know? So right now I've got this, I put beeswax in it, because I want to see if it will hold more or less of a style underwater. Now, it looks really crazy, but when it moves around, I was hoping that it would have more individual strands than just kind of, I don't know what it's gonna look like, and I don't... to be perfectly honest, after I chopped my dreads, like, that was a very devastating day. And a few days afterwards, like, That was a painful experience. That was a disheartening experience.
I don't know if you can read that. I'm looking over these like Irish curses, and it says the morning screech on you. And I don't know what that means, but I feel like the morning screech is upon me. Today has been one of those, as they call it, I don't want to say it's a awful, no good, very bad day, because there has been some good that has come of it, but I woke up this morning and my fridge didn't close properly, and I have been doing a bunch of food prep, and I had prepped all this food and it all went bad, and I, for many a reason, then called my grandma, who apparently has COVID, that's a thing, and then for many a reason had to cut off my beautiful dreads, and bought a like electric razor to shave them off, and the razor was broken, so I had to like go back to the store and return it so I could get like halfway through cutting off my dreads and like leave the dreads in the sink and walk bawling to the store to return these hair shears that I couldn't really afford anyway, and come back and try and then I go to work, and I forget my knife bag, and I have to walk back and get my knife bag, and by the time I get to work, the sous chef finds me and tells me that I had been called off for tonight anyway, and just came in for no reason, and the way the dreads hit hard because they were supposed to represent everything I was building, and trying to take things that had happened in the past and be strong about them, I guess. And right now that's not how I'm feeling. And as I'm like walking to the store to return these hair shears that didn't work to somebody who works there, who works the customer service booth, to whom I had to return like 2 batches of blonde hair dye right before Christmas because somebody had tampered with them and replaced them with a bunch of random products, and I had gone back the second time to this person to return the hair dye, and there was nothing wrong with it. I was just freaking out and like looked like an idiot. So in any case, all of it hit me, and like I realized I'm still really hurt about everything that's happened, and I'm still I'm trying to be a warrior about it, but my heart is broken, and I started in on this Valentine's Day project, for which I'm very excited, but I ruined some of the things that I was making in my haste and attempts to just do my best, man, and everything that I'm doing is like nothing is turning out. And even the things that I dyed my hair 4 times to get it to where I just cut it off, like nothing is turning out, and everything is just like taking resources, and I'm supposed to be going forward, and I'm spinning my wheels, and I don't know why.
So this is what I look like now. Until my hair heals up enough to where I hopefully want to go back to the blonde. I like the blonde, and I don't know why I went through that stupid cycle. Like after telling myself, hey, I really like the blonde, it's because my head hurt. But you know what? My head hurt because I was trying to fucking dye it too fast, and I kept bleaching it, and I didn't pay attention to what types of bleach I was using, so it probably had the paraphenols in it, and I don't even know. It's just hair. And the lady at the store, I mean, I kind of had a freak, I don't want to say a freak out session, but I kind of had a manic period where it was just like, I wanted to keep the dreads so bad, but I also wanted to cut them off so bad, so I'm like, in the store, I'm like, I don't know if I gotta buy these hair clippers, you know, and the lady came up to me, she had to open the case, and she was like, you know, there's no decision you're gonna make, it's gonna make or break you, you know, and even though it did, like, it crushed me inside, it's just hair. And there's no decision that you need to make for your physical appearance that anyone imposes on you or that you impose on yourself that needs to be obsessive, destructive, consuming, or anything. Like, you don't have to. If it's starting to consume you, you need to be done with it, you know? If it's starting to become your whole life, like, yeah, I wanted dreads, like, that would have been awesome to have had that, but I also, it was difficult to look in the mirror every day and be like, okay, well, in a year, you're gonna look good. Like, I don't know if I look that good now, but I don't know if I could wait a year of looking a little crazy to potentially look good and maybe not even look good. So I don't know. Striving for an ideal. And you don't always achieve that. And then whatever you're left with that isn't that ideal, like when you achieve it and it's not what you wanted, you're like, okay, well, is it enough of what I wanted to like keep going with it, or just do I try something new, or just like let's keep it going? It will likely be a continuous thing with me, but I do tell you that when I chop all of it off, it's because I reached that point where that inner self is shouting at me and be like, what the hell are you doing? And if I can't answer it, if I'm like, I don't know, I got no reason, I got no excuse, then I chop it off. I know it doesn't matter, but this is what we're doing. This is an ongoing thing. Mermaid hair, don't care. I do care, apparently, quite a bit, so I want to go for a swim. Also, I finished, sorry for this shot here, I finished this mermaid top, and I had started it, like, over a year ago, and it took me 6 hours to do one side, and I binge watched The Storyteller, which was awesome, but I got through it and realized that I used too many scales. It was too close together. It looked nice, but if I used fewer scales, then I could have scales left over to do a swim cap. And so I wanted to do that, but the reality of undoing 6 hours of work was like, oh. So I haven't done that. So when I was working at Soma, I did half of it, and then I stopped. I no longer work at Soma, and so that was like, I don't know, lots of kicks in the pants in the last year. So you get up and you keep going, but that's what that is. So yesterday I was gonna go on a swim, and I'm like, you know what? I want to finish this. I want to actually like not do this half-assed or half-breasted, as it were, and I want to do this. So there it is. And the scales, I changed the design. They were going down, and now they're going up. So they kind of, you can see more of the stitching. There's a potential to see more of the stitching, but it also kind of, again, sorry about the bosom shot here, but it also blossoms out kind of like a lotus flower, and I really do like that, that you have kind of the different textures and stuff. So I'm excited to go see what it do, how it swims underwater. I have not swam in this top. I have not swam with my hair short. I have not swam with my underwater camera, except once at the gym. But I want to go to a deep pool, but they also have a saltwater pool at McMiniman's nearby, and that makes it really nice swimming with the Fantasy 2, because it lessens the weight of the monofin, and you just float around and be graceful as fuck. So, and they're usually heated pools. I miss the North Shore McMiniman's pool so much. I know Shay always gave me the business because Bellevue and Mountain Lake Terrace pools were deeper and they were like better Mermaid pools, but I always wanted to go to McMiniman's because it was warm. The pool itself is pretty shallow, but I don't know. We're gonna go do a thing. This is an extra day off that they gave me because they're short on hours right now. It's the slow season, so I get a special extra day off. We're gonna find a pool. We're gonna do some swim. We're gonna do a thing, you know, and we're not gonna worry about it. We're not going to, I don't know. Now that the world has kicked me in the pants and that I've kicked myself in the pants, like, I'm just gonna go and wear a fin instead of pants, and we're gonna call that a swim and a day. And a fucking life. That's what we're gonna do. So, so we'll go do that.
So I didn't take any video of like the actual pool. There were a lot of people in there, there was a kid, but it was basically like a giant hot tub. Which was awesome. I got a little bit of a swim in, but then I just eventually like enjoyed the jacuzzi part of it. But I did want to, I guess I should have included this in the intro. Maybe this will be the intro. This is the McMiniman's Kennedy School, and for those of you who know me, I helped open the McMiniman's Anderson School in Bothell, Washington, and so I thought that it would be, traditionally Shay and I would do most of our swims in their North Shore Lagoon pool. So I thought it would be cool to check out one of the pools that they had in Portland nearby, and the pool that is open to people outside of hotel reservations or spa reservations is this Kennedy School. And so I came here to check out the pool. It is what they call a soaking pool, so it's like it's a heated saltwater pool similar to what they have in Bothell, but this one's a lot warmer. It is outside, but it is heated to almost hot tub temperatures, and there is jacuzzi bubbles that you can turn on, and it's awesome. And I'm going to show you some of the architecture too, because McMiniman's are known for either acquiring buildings with awesome architecture and then
adding in their little flair. Typically mosaic work, stained glass, murals. They do have this, which I thought was really cool. It reminds me very much of the North Shore, the tiki hut thing that they had going on. But they've got a lot of weird stuff here, so I'm gonna kind of take a few pictures as I go. Of course, get my traditional coffee, but I enjoyed this lovely mosaic work.
Outside or something? Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Relax and then we can get food.
Tell me this is not some freaky bullshit.
Oh, that's scary.
This is the most Irish thing I've ever heard. So I got some of these pamphlets here. Exciting, I know, a video about pamphlets, but I'm in the this beautiful restaurant and I'm just getting espresso and some Asian donuts. It's tradition when Shay and I go to make minimums in Bothell that we get a little snack at the tiki hut or whatever you call it. So this place, like I said, the decor is always fantastic. They've always got stained glass and a bunch of who's and what's it's. Lanterns are kind of one of their themes as well. But I did get, they had a stash of like brochures from all the different locations, and I went through them and I got all of the pamphlets. They're making my espresso. Hold on. I got all of the pamphlets for the locations that have pools. Now, some of these you have to make reservations in the hotels to be able to use their pools. So that's like down the line budgeting type events. But I do love the design of these locations, and if I were to do something like that, then I could do a photo shoot as well. I didn't really make a photo shoot the priority of this one just because it's been so long since I've had a swim, and I just wanted to do it in the pool, to be perfectly honest. So the Ruby Spa was the other pool that I wanted to check out, the one that I called yesterday, and this one you do have to make a reservation for the pool via the spa or the hotel. But here's kind of a picture of this is going to be like a whole video, but it's in their Edgefield location, and it is, there we go, and I hope you can actually see that. I might just insert pictures from their website, but in any case, their pool looks really, really wonderful. It is a soaking pool as well, but it does look heated. It is outside. The next location is in Bend, Oregon. It's the old St. Francis School, and I've not been to any of these locations here, so it would be a lot of fun to try out these pools. But I don't know if you can see that is an exquisite design to their pool. Absolutely, the tile work and yeah, that would be absolutely beautiful. And again, could possibly schedule or do a photo shoot there. It says this turquoise pool features Persian lanterns, an open air view of the sky, and gently heated salt water. And the Anderson School also had an open view of the sky, which was really beautiful. It allowed for natural light to come in, and then of course if it was raining you could be in the pool, it could be raining as well. The next one is the Kalama Harbor Lodge. I passed this one on the freeway getting to and from, thank you so much, getting to and from Seattle. You have to pass Kalama, and so it's quite a big to-do on the water. This one does not look like it has a pool, but it has honorable mention because if you can see, it's right on the water there. So you could go, the rooms seem really nice. They do have a restaurant. Doing that, I guess. But it looks, it's a really huge building, and it looks like it would be a lot of fun to go check out. Kalama itself looks like a really beautiful town. The next one is the Crystal Hotel and Ballroom. Why did I pick that one? That one's actually, oh, yes, this one is close to my house, and they have a soaking pool as well, which I did not know about. So that's an indoor soaking pool, and it doesn't look like it's exceptionally deep, but it is kind of a longer pool, which will allow for swimming back and forth, which wasn't really as much of a thing for this pool. This was kind of, I'm assuming that if they're calling it a soaking pool, it is not anything that you can do laps in or anything like that, but it does have kind of that old lodge style. Of kind of the, I don't want to say cedar walls or whatever, but I'm sure it'll tell you if I need the damn pamphlet. Saltwater Oasis, overnight guests only, that's a thing to consider, but it is close by, so who knows. This, I'll take a little break here, some lovely espresso. That was delicious. You know how I feel about all that. And the last pool to consider is the Grand Lodge, Forest Grove, Oregon. I'm not entirely sure where that is, but it looks like that. And again, just a bunch of really quirky features. The hotel itself looks really beautiful. Nice and, I hate to say nice and clean, but that's what I look for in like a hotel. Does it look shady? No. And then they have a soaking pool as well. Surrounded by lush greenery, that's all it says. But I think all of these are warmed saltwater pools, which does make it a lot easier to, well, a bit easier to wield some of the heavier monofins. And a gentleman in the pool was asking me about how easy it is to swim in the monofins, and it is worth mentioning how much more difficult it is to swim in the Fantasy too. I don't want to say difficult, but it does take a lot more effort, and it is a huge benefit when swimming in this tail to be able to swim in salt water to have that extra buoyancy. And so those are, it makes it more beneficial despite the lack of pool depth or length to be able to take these particular tails in the water. I will have to review the video to see if how cloudy the video actually was underwater. Because of the salt water, it's much harder to see, although it is worth noting that it's easier to keep your eyes open. Because I'm guessing it matches the natural salinity of your tears or however it is that you would say that in the English language. Alright, and two honorable mention pamphlets here. I've got, of course, the McMenamins Anderson School, which I picked up the pamphlet just because that is that's my stomping grounds. You know, you guys have seen it if you've watched my channel, but that is what the pool looks like there. It is, it's a much bigger pool, and then you have the little water spouts pouring down from, you know, and the little tiki hut restaurant upstairs. It's a really, really charming pool, and one of my favorite pools that I've gotten the luxury of going to. And the other one here is the Gearhart Hotel, which did not have, yeah, that's right, it did not have a pool, but it was kind of a go-to place for James Beard. So as far as the cooking is concerned, I think James Beard is wonderful. His bread book is one of my favorites, and it would be worth going here because he's kind of a thematic element throughout this. So I'm imagining the food's going to be very good, and the paintings are going to be very entertaining. So that might be on the to-do list, despite the fact that there is no pool in this one. And I don't know where Gearhart, Oregon is. We could look that up, see if there maybe are pools nearby or a body of water nearby, and we could just add this to like a photo shoot instead of a swim to make a collection of it. But in any case, I think it would be fun to do a series of McMenamin's swims. I did check out, it wasn't the Crystal Ballroom, but it was the Zeus's Cafe that they have right next to the ballroom, and so I did go there as Leanne on Halloween. And again, I love the decor and the atmosphere, and it's a perfect place, most especially because one of my personas is drawn to like the stained glass and the mosaic tile and stuff like that. And it's very much her aesthetic. So I'm gonna drink my coffee and have a little something to eat, but we will reconvene when I'm out of here.